Hello and welcome to the third part of ZCL 50 blocks track review, and we start with the first track on this video, Twisty Loops. As you can see by aftertime, it's pretty long track, but according to people who already finished and me, it's not so long. You can do it faster than aftertime, and honestly it's not really hard track. I would say most problematic it's RNG hammer part, but after done great he create bypass. You can go around ice, which will be longer, but you can be faster. And people in lobby suggested that there is potential cut if you have enough speed on the turn on the last loop where no checkpoint. You can cut and jump right direct into the finish. I tried a couple of times, didn't have enough speed, so but well, potentially it could be done. BackTrip training. I think this is the first back driving track on this ZCL. I hope it will be the last. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of such tracks because I'm using controller and it's easier for me. From other people on feedback, it's harder doing on keyboard, but because you have only 50 blocks, it's not long, so you need to suffer really less. Nami. The first jump really interesting. I love this transition usually when it's done normally, but in this case I think it's my problem or it's after problem that he done it not efficiently, so I need slightly steering to make this transition. All other part of the track not really hard. The only thing that I would imagine be hard, it's after the big loop. Last turn could be problematic one, just because you have enough speed and I was needed to brake to do this turn to finish this track. ZCL transition pipes. I didn't finish this track, but I was lucky enough that after of this track, Christopher Game Dev was here and I was able to watch how he doing this track. The idea of this track, you doing everything outside of the pipe, mostly of everything, but anyway. And again, most of the track I'm doing fine. I'm struggling in one point. It's jump from one pipe to another. All other part is just your combination of different pipe transitions, but here when you need to jump from one pipe to another, I'm struggling. I can't find this proper angle to do this, and yet again all other parts of the track I think is normal. They're not hard, so it's really doable except my problematic spot. Drifty Valley. According to Lazy Kidna, he found cheese, which I didn't saw, but you can do like 48 with that. I was doing like 54, I guess, but I was so annoyed because of grass and hammers, because for me it's RNG. It's really hard to find the sweet spot to go out of them. Oh, and yeah, now I see where you can do this cheese. You just need to jump earlier from the track into the last checkpoint and into the finish. So yeah, you can do it like way faster. The long name for next track, it's from Not That Guy, and this is his second track submitted. According to the rules, you can submit as many tracks as you want, but count and will be, judge only one, the last one, which you will leave in the ZCL channel, submitting channel. Some part art look similar from the last ZCL, especially this drop down and It's really fast. It has risky finish. You can do it inside part of the pipe, and I think it can give you like half a second. So potentially it's really interesting track, and according to Not That Guy, he said that he creates this track only because first one was too hard for people, and I totally agree. This is definitely easier. 50-piece track. Well, first time when I launched this track, I was surprised that this is only 50 pieces, but then I realized that there's no scenery after used everything for the track for variation, and from that point I would say it's cool. And also he reused couple of parts of this track. I wouldn't say this track is really hard. The wormhole, I hope I pronounced it correct, I don't know how this element called, and the last part where fan blow you into the finish or the last finish track part are hard because you need to be really straight on the road. Any left right changes and you will be blown from this track. I do it so many times, and just one time I was done proper. 50 pieces fireball. Well, for me it was challenging track because of a lot of jump and transition through these jumps, and really narrow track. Unity bounce is a problem. You always can crash, and all this traction transition are hard. One forgiven spot for this track, it was not really fast, so I had time to react on changes. I could say finally it was slightly painful, but I'm really enjoy that I could finish it. Initial Z by Diabler. Well, as usual, it's something not usual and not ordinary track. This is a drift track, and people from who, I don't know, watch it or old enough, they know what Initial D mean. It's the old anime about drifting in Japan. I watch it, I enjoy it, and honestly, music from this anime helped me to finish this track. You can't brake, you can just turn, and well, you can use arms up, and I use it because it gives you slightly sharp angle to turn, and after the last checkpoint can go out of the road and finish it faster. I wouldn't say I enjoy it, I just don't like a lot of drifting tracks, but I'm really happy that I could finish it no matter how time. It was really slow time, slower than any medal, but at least I finish it. All that remains. Well, this track remind me one or many tracks, classical tracks that we play not only for ZSL but during just open lobby, and I was enjoying to play it. It has nice flow, not really hard parts. I was surprised about the finish, but it's just natural how you can find it, and this track don't need from you like really hard skills. It's like easy track to finish, but really hard to master it, which I really enjoy in all tracks. Big head mode. Pretty interesting start, like showing where you need to go and how you need to go. It was nice. And then you have this scale mint candy. I don't know how it's called. Usually I think they're all mint, but as I understand, it's some like Christmas vibe and a lot of scale, which is really nice. Yet again, I think this head is from some kind of mod, and I don't remember, do you have some restriction for mod elements on this ZSL? But finish itself and using finish and checkpoints, it's also something unique that I never saw. At least I never saw it, and it was really nice and interesting. Depending how you can finish the last checkpoint, you need to do your finish line. It's great, it's interesting. jungle run. I was really struggling on the first transition when you need to go around the pipe. You need to maintain speed, you need to maintain your angle that make your soapbox like basically falling from one side to another. I usually struggle, and as you can see, I spent whole time, never finished. It was one lucky run for me. After the first part, there is a jump, and all other parts are not so hard. So there are a lot of scenery and 2 pretty hard elements, and that's it. It's all other parts are nice. Gustila Grass 50. I wonder how many ZSL tracks will use 50 as a reference for this ZSL. I think many. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, this is a bite. Okay, let's go to the track. It's green, it's mediocre, it's not really hard. I believe it will be really hard to be top 10, top 5, just because people know lines and know how to play it, but there's nothing hard on this track, so yeah, I believe all like 100 of participants could finish it. Relic 50 pieces track. First of all, it's blind. You can always turn off bloom, but you can never know on what track after we'll use neon. Except these neon lined and lights, I wouldn't say this is a really hard track. As you can see, I've done it from the first try, and yeah, it's all other attempts trying to optimize your lines and time, which I think you can use this wall ride to be faster, but we'll see. First attempt, faster than after time, so I consider this track easy one. It's just damn the stairs. Okay, this track is really hard, and there is a lot of stairs, and you can see, now I can see there is like some small cut on the left, which I never saw prior it when I watched this video. So now I know how people can do this 37, 34, because for me, as you can see, it was really long time. And my problem, I was hitting finish too much time because I tried to finish the loop, not going up. So I was struggling a lot at the end. But now, when I rewatch this video, I understand how I can be faster. So it's great. Pastel Wave. I believe I already said it in some of my videos that I not really enjoy jumping tracks like bike trials and other stuff, only because you have this interesting physics in Unity, like bounce, and you can't predict how your soapbox will bounce, and you need to have really specific amount of speed to land ideally, not hitting something, and it's hard. In this case, as you can, I tried like many times and I always failed on this track during the last like 3 jumps, usually on the second one. So this is my first lucky attempt. Okay guys, I believe this was the last track for P3. People still creating tracks, and I believe there will be P4 and maybe even P5. I don't know. And there definitely will be like my painful part, where there will be all tracks that I didn't finish or they done that no one finished them. We'll see. Anyway, leave likes, comment what track you like most. Thanks, bye.